Whoever told you that starting your own business would mean that you can pick your own hours was not telling you the truth at all. Now I did spot this, and in my house, if that's still there in 24 hours, that's fair game.
Anyway, you can't learn this in a textbook. You've got to do it, you've got to feel it, understand what the steps are.
Guys, it is just coming up to 6 o'clock on Saturday. I've just finished doing all the filming for this week, but I do waffle on a bit, so by all means use the speed up function to get through it. I don't know what's going on with me today, but yeah, if you need to speed me up, don't worry, I won't be offended. Oh, but I will try and edit a lot of it out, but if I can't, then just speed me up. Alright then, bye. Hi guys, welcome back to a diary of a first time property developer. It is Monday morning. Whoever told you that starting your own business would mean that you can pick your own hours, in my experience, was not telling you the truth at all. So it's just gone 6 o'clock and I'm on my way to see Lewis at Quick Dig. Need to borrow a Cat and Jenny off of him. We are doing that trench that I've shown previously. Hopefully we can go and pick this up from Lewis, which will allow us to just minimise the chances of hitting anything whilst we do our trench. Whilst on the subject of that, Monday here is absolutely tipping it down. Ideally, we wouldn't be digging in this weather. I've got a feeling it's going to end up just being one big mess. That could be him. On this start again, you can explain it to me.
Data and power, data and power individually. I just leave it on power anyway because it'll just pick up anything. But
Yeah.
if you want, and it's noise on the job, you can turn the speaker. Put that to your ear if you can't hear it.
Right, okay.
Sometimes it's quite loud, but literally just pull the trigger.
Well, I'm getting soft in my old age. I'm thinking maybe it's the wrong day to be digging.
No,
It's too wet.
But to pick it up, I would literally just run it. You want to run it across, and the more you turn it down,
Yeah.
when you pick it up, when you pick power up, it'll pick it up in like a bay of that when it's on full wound up.
Okay.
But the more you turn that down, the more accurate it'll be.
Right.
So that's like sensitivity on that. So
Yeah.
you just pick it up and then you'll find exactly where it is.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, by turning that down.
Well, hopefully there ain't any anyway.
It might need batteries.
I'll go and buy some batteries.
So it says they're full.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Cool.
But if it's really noisy on the side, just put that up to your ear. You look like a dickhead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No worries.
that sounds-
Cool. Thank
But,
you.
yeah, no worries.
Right. So very nice of Lewis to let me borrow this. Says it might need batteries. I think that's the least I can probably do. Oh god. Oh god, what have I done now? Right, okay, that's good. That's at least one thing done. And now, if it does stop raining, hopefully we can crack on and get this trench done. Right, I'm fed up with sitting in the car. So I had to go and get the cat so early. It's been sitting in the car for about half hour now. Still another half hour before anyone turns up. Right, let's get opened up anyway. So far we've found there's two, what are they, 15mm copper pipes in the ground, water probably, and then we've got a large, we don't know if that's, yeah, so we've now got a large pipe and or cable. The cat is going off, but there could be electric cable somewhere very close to it. So just going to do a bit of hand digging. Okay, so we've been trenching today. Because we've got the machine for the day, anything like this that needs hand digging, we've just kind of put it to the side. This is water, so it's deeper. I think it's got to be 700, but as we're putting 7 or 8 in, we've gone a little bit deeper so that the minimum it will be is 700. We're going to put in some sand bedding, and then we've gone to 450 for this trench. It's going to be the electric. Unfortunately, normally the digger comes with a pecker, but it hasn't today, so we've just got to peck this corner bit out, because as we're working into the corner, can't hook the tarmac out anymore. And then I think we'll just have to do a small cut out to the road. It'll be a bit difficult, so I don't know if we'll be able to do the trench to the road, because obviously we can't leave it open. So I'll have to see if we've got anything to couple it with. Otherwise that will also have to be hand dug at a later stage. Right, so that's Monday done. I don't know if you can see really. I've only got to think about a day's work and I get filthy dirty. So I can show you what's happened today, and while I'm here we've still got plasterers on site, so I might just quickly show you what they're up to. And this is what we've done today. I mean, so much comes out, doesn't it, when it's in the ground compared with when it's bulked from coming out. But that trench you can see is for the electrics. We're going to have the kiosk in the corner, and we've also got water here. And what I was saying a little bit earlier was, where we came across some obstacles, we only had the digger for a day, so it was probably best just to get most of it done with the machine, all of the bits it could do nice and quickly, and then after that we can come back and just hand dig and neaten up. I mean, at the minute it looks like a right mess, but we've got to dig a hole. I mean, what else are you going to do? It's flat number 2. I showed you the guys putting up the final boards in the last video, and you can really see how it takes the depth of the steels out. Now I haven't spoke to Amit yet, but where it's only a very small little return there, I don't know, because the kitchen's going in this corner, I don't know whether it would be better just to put another board out to completely take that bit of steel out, but we can talk about that when we're on site tomorrow for a site meeting. So I'm back on the voiceovers this week. The guys had a radio playing. As you can see, the guys using stilts to do the ceiling. I think this was about 5:30, 6, and they said they still had another hour to go. So hopefully I can use this bit. There's some music in the background, but the guys are in there plastering, as you've just seen. I think they were in here Saturday. I'm not sure if it was Saturday and Sunday. It's definitely Saturday. And Saturday and today they've done 3 of the flats. It's good. Sorry for the camera work. I'm actually looking around whilst I'm doing it rather than actually looking at the camera. But you might be back on a voiceover now because I'm announcing. Alright, so yes, we are back on the voiceover. Unfortunately, for this whole next bit, the radio has been picked up really badly, or well, should I say, possibly. So we're moving into the other rear flat, and I wanted to show you this doorway all done, but actually you will get to see that later because it was done on Saturday. And I'm basically just showing here how the guys put the scrim, that mesh tape everywhere. Anywhere there's a joint, you have to tape it all up. But that all of this is now done, like I say later in the video, and it looks really good. You wouldn't even know that there was ever anything like a joint behind it now. Okay, so just walking from the back flats and going into flat number 5. So this is the biggest flat. It's become the biggest flat because in that corner was going to be a communal cupboard. So it would have been, not actually communal. It would have basically just been for the landlord's use, but we absorbed it in. So that's made this the biggest one. Just annoying people trying to work. And just to show you the bedroom. So all of these top 3 flats, so obviously you've got the duplex bit, they were all plastered to this stage within 2 days. So just goes to show you how quickly the guys are moving. Hi guys, it is Thursday morning. I'm on the way to Edenbridge. We're going to be doing a site meeting today. We will have our builder and we will also have the electrician and the plumber all on site. You would have seen on Monday I was digging the trench to get the water and the electric in. So we're just getting everyone on site just to make sure that we understand how we get the electric cable in, and we need to speak to the plumber about what we need to order for the bathrooms. It'd just be good to get everyone on site just so that we're all on the same page and we can get stuff moving over the next few weeks. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. Got the dehumidifier on the go. Obviously the guys have done the plastering. but imagine the amount of water that's been on the walls now. So I don't know how long it takes to dry out, but you can see obviously not dry at all versus a little bit dry. See all the studs. So yeah, we need to get it dried out. Speaking with the plumber, just doing all the measurements, the shower trays and bits and pieces, and he's basically said as soon as it dries out we can start fitting the bathrooms. So on Thursday we also went to see another property in Sevenoaks. It was commercial downstairs and it was a couple of flats and bits and pieces upstairs. I didn't really do a good job of documenting much of it, but this was one of the flats, currently 3-bedroom, but we would hope to replan it. Hi guys, so it's Saturday afternoon. The last time you would have seen me would have been Tuesday when I went to site for our Tuesday site meeting. I did a little bit of filming there, and afterwards we went to see a rather large building in Sevenoaks. So I only did a very, very small amount of filming there, to be honest, but what we did was we went to look at the building. Downstairs is commercial, so a cafe and some other bits. As I understand, the idea would be either to take the whole lot and then hive off the downstairs and keep upstairs, or maybe we could just make an offer for the upstairs. Currently the upstairs looks like 2 flats and some office space, but we've been told that the left hand 2 bits upstairs are actually both residential already, but the middle one is connected via a doorway to office space, and as I understand that means that we can't PD the office space, so it would be a full application, and if we were going to do a full application we would take all of it, and rather than it being 2 very big flats and then just PD in the side into probably 2 more flats, we would full plan the whole thing, and then it would be 6 1-bedrooms. I've gone a bit around the houses with that. Basically at the minute it could be 2 3-bedroom flats and something to change, but rather than being 2 3-bedroom flats and say 2 1-bedrooms, we would just make it 6 1-bedrooms. When I was on site on Tuesday, we looked over the trench that we dug. We've actually done 2 trenches. We've done the water and the electric. Now, like I've said, I need to be as open and transparent as possible with all of this, and we may have dug the electric trench a little bit too shallow. I thought 450, but any sort of digging and bits and pieces I've ever done, when they tell you the depth, it's always the depth. So when you're digging footings, for example, they say go 1 metre, it's 1 metre, but with the electric it's cover. So when they're saying 450, they mean to the top of the ducting or the cable or whatever it is. I think we ended up going about 550 rather than 450 anyway. So we're putting in a 125 duct, which means we've only got sort of like 25 mil just to take off, but in the beginning I thought we had to basically go down another 120, which would have been a bit annoying seeing as the digger was just on hire for 1 day. So I will see now, because the guy said that they would just take that little bit extra out by hand, because there was some hand digging that needed to be done anyway. We found some pipes and bits and pieces whilst we were with the digger, and we just thought, while we had the digger there and the digger driver, we might as well use the digger for digging rather than too much of the time sort of hand digging around bits and pieces. It just wasn't really a good use of the time, so that is what we did. Also on the power, we're supposed to be having the actual cable put in on the 6th, which would be this coming Thursday. I think we're gonna have to put it back a bit, mainly because we haven't got the cabinet yet, and I've looked it up, and the contractors have looked it up, and I think I was lulled into a bit of a false sense of security, because it was all there on, as soon as you do it online, it's all there, and you know, buy me now and all this, and when you ring them up, they say, oh, you can't buy me now, you have to basically make them. So you've got sort of lead times of 10 days up to, you know, 3+ weeks, depending on what company you speak to. So I spoke to Turn Power on Friday, and they basically said as long as we tell them what we want to do on Monday, then there would be no additional charge, and we can probably go again. I think it was the 21st, which time-wise and stuff works fine with us. It may even end up a bit better, because at the moment we would have to have the new connection put in, and then they would then come back and turn off the old connection, because we haven't got everything set up in the new flats to literally switch over onto the new meters, because we haven't got new meters yet. So and apparently they won't put the new meters in until everything is in, like all your boxes and stuff. I will double check that, but that's what I've been told. When I say double check it, we'll find out when we actually do it, and then I can let you know. So just to finish that little bit off, basically lessons learned are, as with all of this stuff, do it early. We've had the spec for the cupboard since January. Why are we ordering it now? That's just stupid. Also, because we're having a larger cable, or a higher voltage cable, or amps, whatever it is. Sorry, I'm real tired today. Amps, volts, whatever it is, because we're going, I think, 200 amp, you have to have ducting, and the ducting has to be the exact one they want. You can't get it in a roll. It has to either be in 2 meter lengths or 6 meter lengths. What else? Oh, and the whole thing about the cover. So when they say 450, it's 450 depth. And also that changes, depends what you're digging in as well. But what we're digging in, we only needed to go 450 cover. 450 cover, 100 sand, and then you have to get the right sort of tape as well. The exact tape they want, again, otherwise they'll just turn around and say that they won't do it. Okay guys, so I've come to site. It is Saturday afternoon. Scrap all that I said about people are here digging the bits of the trench. No one has been here today. So I'm gonna just start upstairs and show you what's changed since Tuesday. So upstairs, a lot of the plastering was happening, I think, when we were here. Pretty sure it was still happening on Tuesday. So I think this is flat 6 or 7 again. This is the one where we've got the window split. And now it just looks like it's been like that forever. This is the bedroom with the escape window. These bedrooms are a bit better because obviously downstairs you have the sort of angled wall, which I can show you in a bit. Hopefully the plastering shows up. Hopefully the plastering shows how good it is through the camera. That wall didn't even look like it was plastered, but it definitely is. Just grab the bits. So, let's go and have a look in some of the others. One thing I can tell you is, before, when we were speaking with the plumber, we were saying anything that had a double window was going to have a walk-in. Not quite. I think we were sort of talking about the same thing, but meaning different things. It's not going to be walk-in exactly. We're going to have the shower tray go all or most of the way from one side to the other, and but it will have doors left and right, however that works, but they will not return. So it will just basically be one screen, whether it's made up of 2 doors or sliding doors, however it is. This bit down here will all be boxed in, and I'm not sure whether the tray will sit at the top height of the box. I'm not too sure. I mean, in theory, it could, if we got the right size, it could sit over the top of the box. I don't think that's not going to be a massively big step up into the shower, but I will find out about that. Obviously now we can't go into upstairs duplex because it is shut off. We can go into unit 5 though. Amit's favourite, because it's probably the largest. I think it is the largest here. This is the one that's going to have the horseshoe shaped kitchen. This is going to be your internal cupboard, so you've got all the water coming up, all of your electrics, your meter is going to be in there, meter, fuse ward. Obviously the only thing with this flat, as with the one downstairs below it, it's got no window in the bathroom, but I don't think that matters. I've had a flat that hasn't had one. And again, nice sized bedroom, which is also plastered. So these bathrooms, we're going to have a quadrant, but I don't see the point, to be honest, in changing, in having quadrant here and just we'll call it walk-in for want of a better word. So if we can just buy all of the same stuff, we will. If it has to be a slightly different size, like a 150 versus 160 or a 140 versus 160, then that's fine. So obviously some of them are they're just slightly different for whatever reason. In the other rear flat at the top, having a return wouldn't have worked. It would have come way too far into the room. But here, just having that tiny little return does make the room feel bigger for some reason. Again, escape window upstairs. Now I did spot this, and in my house, if that's still there in 24 hours, that's fair game. But seeing as the guys, well, I won't be here either on Sunday, but seeing as the guys won't be here, it'll have to be Monday. I'm going to do it in a bit of a different order because I always do flat 1 first and it's the least done. So I'm going to do flat 1 last. This is downstairs in the duplex. As you can see, I think it's nearly all boarded out now. Anywhere you see the pink plasterboard is where we have either existing or new stills that we put in. That is all existing. This is a new one. That's stair trimmer. Now in the bathroom, someone was saying to me it isn't 4 or 5 meters, but when I meant that, I meant square meters, and I said it was 4 or 4.5 square meters, but I think what I was doing was taking into account the space that was under the stairs, because obviously when it's on the plan, you've got all different measurements everywhere. So what we've ended up with is from that wall to the door is 200, and from that wall to that bit of wall down there is 160. So I think that means that it's 3.2 square meters. I did read your comment, whoever it was that was commenting, and I probably will get back to you, but I haven't at this point. What I was saying was I thought the floor area was 4 to 4.5 square meters. What we're going to do is we're going to knock a bit of that wall out, and we're going to basically put a 170 bath in, but from that wall to the end of the bath will be about 200. So if that was squared off, that would give you 4 square meters. Obviously it's going to probably be about 3.5 realistically with everything. But yeah, I was talking square meters, not saying it was like 4 meters by 4 meters or anything like that. It'd be lovely to have the space to do that. Something that when me and Angela came here together, which was probably a couple of weeks ago, we were saying, oh, how nice it was, how light the stairs were. But unfortunately, that is no longer the case. It is actually quite dark in here now. I mean, for, I don't know what time it is, about 4:30, 5. This hallway is quite dark. Obviously, we've got the big window down there, and also we've got a big window up here, but it's all covered by this plasterboard now. And I just wonder, this is the first time we're doing it, so I just wonder whether if we did it again, would we maybe put a light well in? But then again, what's that going to do in terms of, you know, fire and stuff? Because everything above this is its own separate area. All of these flats are boarded up for fire, so they're their own fire cell or whatever you want to call it. The only other thing that I thought of is maybe you could put some sort of frosted out window or something in the plasterboard, but if people were to use this as a bedroom, with that, I don't think it would matter at that height in that corner. I mean, I might speak to the guys, it probably is not right here. It might be too much money, it just might not work, but I don't know. If we were selling them, it would maybe be something that I would consider a bit more. But anyway, I will ask the question, see how difficult it is, and obviously I've got a business partner as well, so we'd have to both speak about it and see if we thought it was worth it. I mean, it would definitely be nicer, a lot nicer, to have more light there, but just, you know, is it the right thing for this one? But apart from that, this is a nice light room, and it's a big room as well. And to to be honest, for a second room, whether it's a study or a bedroom, it's not the end of the world. It's not. When I saw it, you know, with just the track laid down, was a little bit, you know, what's it going to turn out like? But like I say, for a second room, it's not bad, I don't think. So that's the duplex. It's looking quite clear today compared with what it has been. We had a lot of plasterboard all stacked up in here, and then again I was started worrying about the, you know, the space inside. But once you start emptying these rooms out, they do start to see you've got some space left. So it's number 3, flat number 3. Again, we've got the split window with the door frame, but unfortunately, if you look there on the windowsill, and if you just make a note of the height of the frame, and then this side, you can see it's not right. So unfortunately, this window is having to come out because this one's been manufactured wrong. And yeah, just as I was saying before, upstairs you get that little bit extra room. Something me and Ant were talking about was, we knew the plugs and stuff were on that wall. We kind of made the space for the bed and stuff, and it doesn't look right, but it is probably the only way that everything does fit in this room correctly. So instinctively you feel that the bed should probably be on that wall and you'd have your space to walk around, but then because of the angle there, it doesn't really give you enough space to have all your bits and pieces in, whereas having your bed here with the foot of the bed there, you've still got room for cupboards and bits and pieces there. So again, all the pink is covering steel, and we had that cracked beam, concrete beam, so we just put the steel in just to belt and braces. And we were talking about, I think, really that we're probably going to just fill that space in behind, otherwise you're going to be left with a tiny little slither, flooring and all sorts of things. It's just going to be weird, isn't it? So we'll probably just fill that in and make a little alcove. So that's 3 done. Into 2 again. 2 was, we were talking about having the shower enclosure, and now I think we're just going to do a straight tray. But we're downstairs and we've got some plastering going on, which is good. Again, we've got these where we had to have the steel goalposts for take the wall out. We've got a little bit of a weird height difference. So again, we're going to have a wall in there, which is going to take all of the switches and bits and pieces. So that will then make this a sort of rectangle space that I think we can just drop a bit of board in and just make it all one height off of that steel, because you're going to have all your cupboards and stuff up there. It'd just probably be easier to do that. So this is what I was saying about all the little bits that are just slightly different from flat to flat. So this one has got the return, and from the other side, this room just feels bigger. And I think, what did we decide the other day? It's wider, but but shallower. So you might well have the same amount of space, but it being wider and shallower just seems to feel a bit better. And again, that return just it makes you feel that you've got that bit more space. Oh, again, these are new windows. And these are new windows because fire escape. So they are egress windows. Just checking all the windows now. And as you can see, these ones here, well, you ain't getting out of there, are you? So they were just this, they were just a fixed pane of glass before. I'm going to put that tape back. I'm sure that's where it was. And then, last but not least, flat one, and it is coming along. Looks like last bit of boarding to be done. This just shows you, oh, if I get it in the right place, this just shows you all the different bits of the makeup. So we've got, oh, you can even see that the 2 lots of board, all your cabling bits and pieces, where we've had to have pink fireboard, insulation, and then more board. Quite good to see all the different layers there. Like I did say in the car, I feel so tired. I would have thought that Red Bull would have kicked in by now. Okay, so again, just needs some insulation in there now, and the last lot of boarding. I'm guessing we will then nearly be ready to plaster the whole ground floor. Obviously we've still got walls going there, I'm guessing that happened this week. We need to get up in here. This is the floor for flat number 5, I think. So that needs to be sorted out. We've found a special type of board. It's like a soffit type board, which has been okayed by the building control, and that will get us to all of our U values we need. But it's also okay to be used outside because that extends right out under the sort of porch area. So yeah, like I was saying to you, this bit just needs hand digging, that bit needs hand digging. Might just need a little bit more. Oh, I shouldn't have put that tape down because I know how much space this is going to take up now. This kiosk is just getting sort of a bit out of hand now. We've been told that it needs to be 1500 high, then it can only be 480 deep. If it's going to be any deeper than 480, it then needs to be 2 meters high, which I'm guessing is to the top of that palisade fence. And then if it's going to be a 2 meter one, then it would have to be 2 meter by 2 meter. So that's, it's a bit of a size. The only thing we can come up with is that the reason if you go over 480 is that you'd have to be leaning too far in. So if it's 2 meters, most people I wouldn't say are 2 meters high. So at least if they have to step in, it's sort of, how can I put it? If anything were to happen, then you can come straight back out. You're not gonna be leaning in and tripping or anything like that. So, but yeah, whichever we end up, it's gonna probably go there, I would think. And then the guys will bring the new cable in and it can just go in ducting up into the bottom through the side, and then we can run our stuff back out. Right guys, if you're one of the 2 people that have made it all the way to the end, thank you very much. And if you have, please consider subscribing. If you want to leave any comments, that'd be great. And you can DM me at Stephen Knowles Property on Instagram. Cheers guys, see you next week.